In the Caribbean, a tropical paradise, a drama of life's colors plays out, pulsating with a distinct rhythm. When it comes to survival, there is no room for mercy. The tiger shark, the king of the Caribbean Sea, is an apex predator with remarkable adaptability. It can detect a single drop of blood in seawater and will track an injured fish for kilometers. Its special sensory cells can detect weak electric fields and locate any animal in its surroundings. Sea turtles, which can grow up to 1 meter in length, find relative safety in seagrass meadows. But the tiger shark patiently awaits a critical moment. Every 20 minutes, the turtle must surface for air. At the moment, the turtle is most vulnerable. Its tough shell cannot withstand the tiger shark's powerful jaws. In a matter of seconds, the Caribbean Sea's largest predator kills its 100-kilogram prey. Predators like the tiger shark are the true pirates of the Caribbean. To survive, aquatic creatures in this region must use intelligence and unique strategies. Parrotfish, once prey for sharks and rays, have evolved into master builders, constructing nests with coral fragments to protect themselves from bottom-dwelling predators. Lazy bicolor damselfish take advantage of the parrotfish's efforts. However, during reproduction, the damselfish's behavior changes dramatically. Despite their small size, they fiercely protect their offspring, confronting any creature that comes too close. Experienced neighbors recognize the danger when a hermit crab abruptly changes direction near a nest. Despite being 50 times larger than the damselfish, the crab flees quickly to avoid punishment. When the damselfish feels safe, it emerges from its custom-built hiding place, ensuring that no predators are present. It carries its eggs in its mouth to provide fresh oxygen while protecting its young for about a week. During this time, it does not eat anything. Coral creatures near the shore are afraid of 2-meter-long stingrays. However, scavenger fish such as jacks appear to anticipate the stingray's movements. As the stingray searches for clams and crabs in the sand, it stirs up microorganisms, providing a convenient meal for the jacks. The stingray also provides protection against other predators simply by being present. The pink conch, which can grow to 30 centimeters in length, is the Caribbean's largest sea snail. Its tough shell is impenetrable even to stingrays, making it a highly sought-after residence once the original owner has left. Soon, the abandoned shell becomes a thriving community. Sea anemones defend their homes, but resident species are resistant to their toxins. Certain fish, such as gobies, never leave their homes for good reason. Coral reefs are an ongoing battleground. A moray eel's slender body allows it to hunt in crevices that larger sharks and stingrays cannot reach. With over 200 vertebrae, it can fit through even the narrowest gaps. However, prey aren't defenseless. Porcupine fish inflate to twice their size when threatened, revealing sharp spines. Scorpion fish defend themselves using camouflage and venomous spines. Predators must be precise to catch their prey. Some species, such as remoras, attach to sharks using suction pads. In exchange for cleaning services, they receive protection. Sharks tolerate these visitors and may even seek them out for parasite removal. Predators, it appears, are not always hungry. As night falls, rare nocturnal hunters appear in the Caribbean. In the deep waters off remote islands, mysterious predators emerge from depths of nearly 3,000 meters. This unique environment provides rare glimpses of massive creatures. Explorer Castelli descends 900 meters beneath the surface in his self-built submarine, where the water is nearly frozen and the pressure is 90 times that of sea level. Castelli is looking for 6 gill sharks, whose movements and breeding habits are a mystery. These creatures, found in the Caribbean and Atlantic, live at depths of more than 1,000 meters. Their population is unknown, as they are frequently trapped in deep-sea trenches and die. Castelli closely examines a 5-meter-long shark, noting its sensitivity to light. The submarine's lamps temporarily blinded the shark, emphasizing its vulnerability. Castelli plans to use a transmitter to track its movements in order to identify conservation areas. However, the shark vanishes into the muddy seabed, possibly seeking food, scavenging crustaceans, or sunken carrion. Castelli loses sight of it, and his submarine fails to keep up. He suspects this area may be a breeding ground because he only sees female sharks. Castelli returns to the surface at night and reflects on his mission. While he was unable to attach the transmitter, his quest for knowledge continued. Even on land, the night brings out rare predators. Some animals' forelimbs have evolved into long appendages adorned with hooks and spines to secure prey. Despite these formidable tools, they remain wary of toxic cane toads, which are invasive predators introduced by humans. These toads are dangerous and ubiquitous in nature. Because of a lack of natural predators, creatures such as rats and giant toads, both introduced by humans, have spread throughout the Caribbean. Rats reproduce rapidly, as do giant toads. When their mothers go foraging, their offspring are on their own. Caribbean centipedes, which can reach 20 centimeters, are nocturnal predators. Their venomous saliva paralyzes prey and causes tissue breakdown, allowing the predator to suck it dry. When the mother rat returns, she cares for her young. Does she notice if one of her puppies is missing? Many islands still have pristine swamps and mangrove forests, but invasive species are encroaching on the Caribbean's native wildlife. Long-tailed creatures from the mainland frequently make their way to the islands, but few survive. They only eat certain foods, and the islands cannot always provide enough food. Some of the largest predators in tropical South America have successfully adapted to a variety of islands. Certain subspecies have evolved to be smaller, while others can reach lengths of more than 5 meters. Their prey includes agoutis, an invasive species that weighs about 4 kilograms, enough to sustain a South American boa for several days. These boas can detect the agoutis from a distance and approach quietly before coiling tightly around their prey. However, agoutis are wary. When they detect movement in the underbrush, they drum their hind feet on the ground to warn. As a result, 9 out of every 10 boa attacks fail. On some remote islands, only a few species have survived significant changes. Green iguanas, which are normally harmless herbivores and excellent climbers, become especially aggressive during the mating season in February and March. They fiercely defend their territory and refuse to back down. While a threatening posture is usually enough to drive a smaller iguana away, when two nearly 2-meter-long males refuse to give way, violent and bloody battles ensue. These combatants' bodies are covered in scars, with injured limbs and even fatal wounds being common. When a female appears, the conflict escalates. Iguanas have been fighting in this manner since the time of dinosaurs, and males have significantly stronger jaws than females. Eventually, a winner emerges, but it is often too late. A smaller male may have used the distraction to mate with the female. Timing and location are critical for successful reproduction. While breeding on an island is one challenge, conquering new habitats presents another. To reach new islands, terrestrial creatures such as iguanas, insects and centipedes must frequently survive hurricanes. Some manage to cling to debris and drift hundreds of kilometers to distant islands. Once there, these newcomers must adapt to their new surroundings, frequently evolving into separate species. The Guadeloupe Islands are a popular example. A unique species of pink South American boa thrives in their 2-square-kilometer habitat. Unlike elsewhere in the Caribbean, where snakes are feared or hunted, these boas are welcomed guests, even in families with children. The snakes eat disease-carrying rats, shielding the islanders from outbreaks of potentially fatal illnesses. No one on the island has had these diseases in years. The boas are considered part of the local heritage, and children are taught to respect the snakes in school. Scientists and educators are unsure why this species of boa has developed pink coloration. However, its distinct appearance attracts collectors. Poachers are increasingly targeting these snakes, threatening their population. Conquering new habitats in underwater environments can sometimes be too easy, disrupting delicate ecosystems. The red lionfish, an invasive species in the Caribbean, originated in the Pacific Ocean, but was first observed in Caribbean waters in the early 2000s, most likely after being released from an aquarium. With no natural predators and venomous spines that deter fish, such as groupers, the red lionfish population has skyrocketed, significantly affecting marine life. Coral reefs have been abandoned, as a single adult lionfish can consume up to 50 small fish per day. As the lionfish population grows, native fish populations decline. Lionfish are currently 5 times more abundant per hectare of Caribbean coral reef than in their native Pacific habitat. Biologists were forced to intervene. Nicholas Sparks, a marine biologist, spears every lionfish he sees to protect coral reefs from further damage. Sparks expands his efforts by incorporating biologists and dive guides into deep-sea expeditions. These expeditions frequently attract curious dolphins, particularly bottlenose dolphins, who use coral reefs as scratching posts to rid themselves of parasites. Sparks's proposal is straightforward. If divers band together, the lionfish invasion can be pushed back. He teaches divers how to use spears, starting with coconuts, because they are safer and more stationary than lionfish. Lionfish prey on a variety of marine organisms, including juvenile fish and crustaceans. Their hunting affects not only the Caribbean, but also its traditional predators. Scientists have begun training sharks and groupers to prey on lionfish in an effort to restore balance. Sharks and groupers, which are immune to lionfish venom, have started hunting them. Perhaps the natural predators of the Caribbean can help to restore ecological balance. Aquatic ecosystems have a direct impact on local human populations. For example, the red lionfish invasion has piqued the interest of impoverished coastal fishermen. These fishermen observe the dwindling number of large fish species and empty nets. Nassau groupers, for example, only spawn once a year during full moons in February and April. For centuries, they have returned to the same coral reefs to mate, expending enormous energy competing for females. Male groupers show off their brightest stripes during courtship, while duller-colored females observe from a distance. Despite their efforts, some females remain indifferent and refuse to spawn. The male's sperm drifts away in the current, resulting in a lost generation. Scientists believe that this failure may be directly related to global warming. Lemon sharks rest on the seabed at night, unlike other shark species which must swim continuously. Cleaner fish and remoras help to get rid of parasites. Meanwhile, sea anemones protect nearby animals with their venomous tentacles. However, some anemone fish go a step further and use the anemones as mobile fortresses. Many squid species in the Caribbean reefs are nocturnal hunters, thriving in the darkness of night. Its tenacious tentacles capture plankton as it emerges from the ocean depths. The sea snake, on an empty stomach, waits patiently. However, when a fireworm appears, the snake chooses to flee rather than face an encounter. Despite its short length of 30 centimeters, the fireworm has no natural predators because all other creatures fear it. The sea snake will not resurface until the fireworm is gone. This is because when the worm comes into contact with its victim, its bristles detach and inject venom into their skin. The fireworm's unique armored body is particularly effective. Some predators can detect prey from a distance, such as a dead fish, and find it quickly. The fireworm consumes its meal and quickly, using its powerful jaws and legs. When the first rays of sunlight strike, frigate birds leave their nesting sites and fly over 400 kilometers per day across the Caribbean Sea. Their first stops are usually small coral islands. Frigate birds are not bothered by human presence. They arrive at this time of year for a reason, to wait patiently in warm air currents while other seabirds begin their activities. During the mating season, in early summer, male frigate birds bring delectable gifts for their mates. These are collected from shallow waters near beaches, where millions of gobies congregate to feed in warm water zones, making them easy targets for frigate birds. The frigate birds' distinctive wings and slender bodies make them the fastest flyers in the Caribbean. Faced with danger, they will swallow their catch to protect it. Frigate birds are lighter than other birds and produce very little oil, so their feathers lose buoyancy when wet, preventing them from diving. Thus, the pirates of the Caribbean only attack when their victims give up their food. Frigate birds also track whale sharks for a specific reason. Each spring, ocean currents transport massive amounts of plankton from the Atlantic to the Mexican coasts. The world's largest fish filters thousands of liters of water every hour to feed. Whale sharks lead frigate birds to plankton-feeding creatures that they would otherwise miss. Schools of mullets, mackerels, and blackfin tuna congregate but are out of reach of the frigate birds. This is when help from the ocean depths arrives. Sailfish herd these schools of fish to the surface, allowing frigate birds to seize the opportunity. They use their long, sword-like beaks to confuse a few fish before catching their prey. Of course, frigate birds steal food from each other, much like aerial pirates. Within minutes, the cooperative spirit dissipates. After the sailfish have eaten their fill, there is little left for the frigate birds, so some return to their flocks while others stay. Underwater predators on reefs avoid conflict. Caribbean reef sharks are the largest hunters in the area, and black groupers, which can weigh up to 100 kilos, are formidable in their own right. Even these massive creatures flee when reef sharks arrive. Black groupers, like other reef fish, are territorial, but they leave their areas when sharks approach. This time, however, the sharks do not pose a threat. They've come for skincare. A curious grouper comes out of its hiding place, sensing an opportunity. The sharks distract a school of baitfish, which becomes their target. Groupers play an important role in coral reefs by preying on sick or injured fish, preventing the spread of disease. The grouper detects the scent of blood in the water from an injured baitfish and feels the vibrations. The stressed fish's swim bladder emits distress signals, which attracts the predator. Unfortunately, the baitfish's refuge is insufficient, making it an easy target. The predator successfully captures its prey, allowing the rest of the school to rest. Meanwhile, the sharks pose no immediate threat, so the grouper starts looking for a mate. Courtship rituals begin in December, several weeks before the full moon. Female groupers' bellies swell as mating season approaches,